Hey guys.
Hello.
Shamon.
Hi, I'm Yolanda.
I can't see. I gotta put my glasses on.
You can't see yourself?
No, I can't. I can't see the camera that we're recording from.
Okay.
Anyway, it's kind of pathetic, isn't it? Getting old sucks. Anyway,
Something like that.
It's been a hot minute since we've recorded anything.
Yeah. This one is a big topic, and it can be pretty heavy. We're talking about affair recovery.
Yeah.
In this series, because it's a big piece of the couples work that we do here.
Yeah, it's a large chunk of the couples work we do here. And it's a little different than the rest of the couples work we do here. Like, it has a place in that work. Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm really big into story and metaphor and stuff. And so I thought I would share about our recent experience of our Kintsugi workshop that we went to.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. So local place had this Kintsugi. Kintsugi is the Japanese art form. Go ahead.
It's the Japanese art form of taking pottery, broken pottery, and restoring it using gold to fill in the cracks and the gaps. And typically when you do this, it creates a beautiful piece of art and makes the pottery actually stronger.
Yeah. And so I've always been intrigued by it. And then when a local business offered a Kintsugi workshop, we were all in. I was like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
So we went to the workshop. We chose a bowl. We wrapped the bowl in a towel and had a hammer and just
hit it.
Whack.
Right. And
whack.
But I think there's a little more to that. Like, just we weren't in the beginning.
No.
We were a little later.
No, we were further around. We were like in a semicircle.
Right.
Yeah.
So people are hitting their bowl and they have to hit it again.
They're doing the delicate little tap.
Right.
Delicate little tap. So by the time it got to us, we were like, well, we're just gonna have to go to town on this.
Right, because they're like, hit it harder, to make it break. So we each basically smashed ours to dust.
So I watched you hit yours, and this is a bowl wrapped in a cloth
upside down.
Right. And I saw it just kind of collapse. when you hit it, I was like, "Whoa, that's gonna be interesting." And you unwrapped it, and there was like ceramic powder.
Right. And I was like, I don't think I'll ever put this back together again.
Yeah, and it was quite a process. It was a much more difficult process than like even this just little kind of artsy craftsy kind of thing was a lot more work. It was harder than I was expecting. It
was a lot more frustrating and a lot harder than on face value thought it was going to be.
Because I got the super glue. I'm putting the pieces of this bowl back together. It's not staying together. It's like it'll stay for a minute, and then we were like duct taping it. It was just a whole. I had to step away and like go to the bathroom and take a little walk.
Yeah,
I was like, this is much more frustrating than it should be for something that.
But what a beautiful metaphor!
It was a beautiful metaphor, and this is my bowl.
Yeah, it was a very cool piece of art.
And I've always used Kintsugi as a metaphor in affair recovery from the couples who come in, and now the metaphor means something even more.
Yeah, it takes on a whole new level with it, right?
Yeah. So if you are in a relationship where there has been some type of betrayal, it might feel like a hammer has been like
taken through the whole thing,
put to use in your relationship, and you might be looking at this crumbled thing and questioning, can we put the pieces back together again?
And I mean, yeah, you can.
That's the work,
and that is the work. And the whole Kintsugi thing is such a great metaphor for that, because it's not easy. It sometimes you get some pieces put back together and it crumbles back down again, so it feels like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And it's the same in affair recovery.
Or you thought the piece over here was together,
Right.
and then you work on the piece over here, and this one
And
crumbles.
it comes apart, right? Like a piece pops out or crumbles, or
Yeah.
It's such a perfect metaphor for affair recovery, and yet at the end, it's like an invitation to create this thing that's so beautiful.
Yeah. So affair recovery really is about the process of rebuilding trust.
Yeah.
And then exploring if it feels right for both partners to create this relationship 2.0.
Right. Everything's on the table at that time.
Right.
It's like how do we create enough stability to evaluate this situation and decide, do we want to lean in and put the pieces back together, or do we not?
Yeah. And so this is going to be what we have conversation around for the next little while.
Yeah.
And as a starting place, if you are finding yourself in this really, really hard and painful place, then here's some starting tips. The first one is get help sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Betrayal, whether it is sexual, emotional, financial, combination of all of those things,
Right.
That's a really tough one to navigate through.
All of them are complex, and they're all very hard to struggle with on your own. And affair is an affair. Like they're all
betrayal
is betrayal. Right. Like that's how we look at it. What's your next tip? Sorry.
For the involved partner, you must be willing to end the betrayal.
Yeah.
At least for the duration of this process, right? At least put it on a shelf for the time being, to see.
Right.
To see, but that's something that you will be asked to commit to, and if you're not sure about moving forward with the marriage, that's understandable. That's fine. A lot of people are in that space, but at least give it a shot.
Right.
Right. If you're gonna come and do the work, at least give the work a shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And giving the work a shot in this case requires you putting that relationship down.
Yeah.
That affair relationship down.
Right. Because
While doing
otherwise,
that work.
otherwise you're wasting your time, your partner's time.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Right.
And then for the hurt partner, it's normal to feel some conflict internally.
Yes.
A lot of people, one, never would dream that they would find themselves in a situation like this.
Yeah.
Two, might have sworn that if they ever did find themselves in a situation like this, that would be a complete deal breaker.
Right.
And it might be really hard and sometimes confusing that you might be seeing things a little bit differently.
Yeah, it feels contradictory to yourself, or it can, and which creates a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's normal. That's a normal part of the process.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in the relationship, it's a little bit more nuanced and more complex than that. So it is okay to kind of table some of what you thought was going to be, because this process is, none of it is what you thought it was going to be.
Right.
And explore what is true for you in this moment and with this relationship.
Yeah, and I think to kind of bring it all back around, it's really important to get help. This is a very hard and complex thing to navigate by yourselves. So it's really important to get a professional to come out and help you. And, that leads to a lot of things, because there's also a lot of therapists that work with couples. But this is really complex work.
Yeah, and here at Harper Therapy, we offer a free consultation to talk through the way that we help couples through these situations. A lot of other therapists do, and so as you are calling around and as you're finding the option that's the best fit for you, ask specifically, do you have specific training around this type of affair recovery work? Do you have some experience with it?
And just working with couples, like, really, do you have some training to do that?
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
Yeah. And Harper Therapy, we're here to help support you through this. You can give us a call at 3639 and schedule that free consult that we were talking about. Talk with one of our practitioners to see how we can help.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Bye.